New details have come out of the upcoming Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's interesting Batman casting news, and I just found something about the new Lion King that made me hate it even more. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so a listener messaged me yesterday, and I saw it very quickly, and he's basically saying that, dude, you say on every single episode that you're going to keep this one short, and then I don't. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I get carried away, and I forget. But this one, I will try to keep it short. Just because I'm tired. I need a nap. Honestly, I need to go home and sleep. Fortunately, I don't have to work the restaurant today, or for the next few days, so hopefully this whole, thing that I have in my nostrils is going to be gone. This whole inhaling smoke for the past few days. All the soot. Hopefully it'll get better because it's killing me, man. I'm not sleeping. Or at least I'm not sleeping well. So, before I get into everything, let me just give you a quick reminder that you can listen to the podcast in the iHeartRadio app. Just type in the show presents Super Dario World. You'll find it right there. Or you can find it on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube as Super Dario World Podcast. Also, if you want to listen to my podcast in Spanish, you can find it on its own iTunes channel, Super Dario World en Español. I'm still working on the iHeart one. But for the moment, you can listen to it there or in any of the other ones, except the show presents Super Dario World. Anyway, also any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram. It's the easiest way for you to contact me. Direct messages are always the best way. Sometimes it takes me a bit to answer, but I will always answer. That is a thing that I do when I have time. Anyway, so a few things came down. First one is big Batman casting news. One's good and one's bad. First off, let's go with the bad. So there was a rumor a few weeks ago that Jonah Hill was in negotiations to play one of the main characters of the film. It looks like those negotiations broke down and Jonah Hill walked away from the script. Now, this is very concerning for several reasons. Now, supposedly, this version of the Batman, the director, Matt Reeves, he's trying to make it more like a detective movie. And so, I as far as I know, Jonah Hill, he's not a big geek guy, but he knows enough. And he's at a point in his career where he can say no to stuff. So if Jonah Hill's saying no to Batman, I'm worried about the project. No joke. I'm honestly a little bit concerned. Maybe he just didn't like the character, but especially, okay, if they were asking him to play the Penguin, I could understand why he would walk away from that one, because for some reason, Jonah Hill, or at least I've heard the rumors that he has an issue with being just like the fat guy. That's not what he wants to be. That's why he's had like so many weight issue stuff. The Riddler, I think, could have been an interesting fit, but I could see him walking away from being Cobblepot or the Penguin. But, if it was the Riddler and it's just that it's a bad script, I don't know. Bad news. On the other hand, they have announced that they've casted the role of Selina Kyle, which is Catwoman, and it'll be played by Zoe Kravitz. Now, Zoe Kravitz is meh. She's whatever. I've never seen a performance from her that I've been like, oh my God, she was great. I've never seen a performance from her where I'm like, oh, she was terrible. She's just, She's, just like set dressing that talks and moves. That's pretty much it. Also, not horrible to look at. Not great to look at either. So, just whatever. She's whatever. So, good news that Selina Kyle will be in it. I think it's always interesting I love the Catman, that'd be an interesting character. No, the Catwoman Batman dynamic. I'm hoping that they'll go into a particular storyline. I'm not going to say which one, but I'm hoping that it will lead to a certain storyline. However, the other one is concerning. Jonah Hill walking away. It could mean nothing. It could mean a lot. So we'll see. Anyway, the Batman will hit theaters June 25th, 2021. So we still have ways to go there. Now, something that will happen very soon, on November 15th, the newest Pokemon game will be released, and for the Nintendo Switch, it'll be Pokemon Sword and Shield. This comes out November 15th, which is less than a month away! Less than a month! I already pre-ordered it. I had people reach out to me and asking me, like, are you going to get it? Which one are you going to get? I went with sword. Why? Because I like swords. That's my only reason for getting it. There's only logic. I haven't done any other research. What's the difference? I don't care. I like swords. But strangely, I'm a defense guy. Like when I played football, I was a defense. I like defense. Whenever I would play a strategy game, I always try to win through defense and all that stuff. So weird. I mean, you could also do defense with a sword. So I don't know. I like swords. That's my only logic behind it. I thought that the wolf on the cover looks way cooler with the sword than with the weird shield mane. That's my only logic behind it, in case you were wondering, as to what I'm getting. Anyway, so there was two things that I found interesting. One, and this is a big one. This is something that a lot of people have been wanted for a really long time, and it's that you can skip the tutorial, the Pokemon catching tutorial. So something that's really stressful in most Pokemon games, and it was really particularly stressful in Sun and Moon, is that it starts off really slow because you have to go through the whole thing. And for those of us who have been playing it since we were well, how old was I when the first Pokemon came out? I think I was like 6. Let me double check. Because I remember I had Pokemon Yellow, loved it. Actually, fun story. I was really upset when this happened. Christmas morning, I asked for Pokemon Yellow from Santa, and my older brother, he asked for Pokemon Blue. When I woke up Christmas morning, I was woken up by my brother like, dude, look what Santa got us. It's great. He was already playing my game. He was already playing it. He opened it and started playing it. The bastard. Something I'll never forgive him for. Never will forgive him for. And now that I think about it, he just had a baby, so I guess I'll have an opportunity to ruin Christmas morning for her as payback. Interesting. Anyway, so it came out in 1998. Wow, okay, so there's no I was 5. I was 9. Well, closer, maybe 8. I don't know. Point is, yeah, I think 9. Anyway, point is, I've been playing it since I was 9. I don't need to go through the whole damn tutorial thing. It's really annoying. And fortunately, when they came out with a remastered version of Moon and Sun, I forget the names, but you could skip through a whole lot of stuff. Fortunately, it looks like Sword and Shield will do the same thing. So if you're an expert already, if you are an experienced Pokemon trainer, you'll be able to skip it, which is great. Now, another thing that I read, and it supposedly the experience with choosing the starters is going to be a little bit different. Now, I forget the names of the new starters, but let me just look it up real quick. So what they're saying is, when they're showing you, the intro of the game, it's usually the Pokemon professor, and he's explaining, oh, you can do this, you can do that. What are you, a boy or a girl? I forget. What's your name? It's a good thing to happen. But he's trying to explain everything, and then you get to pick your starter, right? So there's 3 starters. Grookey, which is a monkey, Scorbunny, Grass Monkey Grookey, Scorbunny Fire Rabbit, and Sobble, which looks like a water lizard. Now, each one has kind of their own personalities. They say that the personality plays a lot to why you should pick a certain Pokemon and how they act after you pick them. So usually when you're picking a Pokemon, I remember all the way back to the first one. There's 3 Pokeballs, and you basically pick which one you want, and your rival goes and picks whatever is going to beat yours. So if you got a fire type, he's going to get a water type, right? That's usually how it goes. However, this time around, they said that the Pokemon actually, since they're animated there, so they're moving around, and you get to see them, and you get to see Grookey being kind of curious. You get to see Scorbunny being kind of wild and all over the place, and Sobble kind of there, depressed, scared, alone in the corner. And the person who wrote this article, who played the game, he was saying that he was unsure between Grookey or Sobble, but after seeing Sobble all there so alone, so sad, he was like, oh my god, no, I can't leave this poor bastard there alone. So he picked them, and turns out that the rival picked Scorbunny, which is weird. That's weird. You pick the water type and your rival picks a fire type. It's already weird already. That tells me something about what they're going to going to get. What's up? Doesn't matter. So, where was I? Oh yeah, sorry about that. Damn it, I completely lost my train of thought. All right, so what that means is that when they evolve, they're probably going to get a second type, and that will even things out, probably. If I have to guess. Yeah, I'll take a guess. I think that's what happened. However, point is, he was saying that after he picked Sobble, his rival picked Scorbunny, and in the end, Groki is left there all by himself, and he just looks all heartbroken and depressed because nobody picked him. And he's like, oh my God, we just abandoned him there. And from the other games, they kind of just stay alone forever. This is so sad. So, basically, the point there is, what happens if nobody picks Sobble? Like, he's already sad and depressed. Is he going to be suicidal? What's going to happen? So, I don't know. I thought that was funny. And it does actually play into the who are you going to pick? Like, you have to go into the personality because apparently it'll be a factor in the game. They don't explain how or if it goes beyond that point. But I like the fact that the Pokemon will have emotions in this game. So it might just be something about keeping them fed or keeping them happy, because there's certain Pokemon that need to be happy in order to evolve. And so sometimes the way you treat them. The point is, I like that it was actually a part of it. They're introducing this. It makes it a little bit more complicated, which I always love. Complicated, always better. Anyway, that's it for Pokemon. Now, for the last thing, I just read this article about Elton John. I'll just read you the headline. New Lion King was, quote, huge disappointment, says Elton John, who wrote the music for it. Now, for those of you who don't know, Elton John wrote the music for The Lion King, both the original and the new one. So I know what you're thinking. It was the same freaking music. Yeah, pretty much. And it didn't help. So I'll just read you a few quotes from Elton John, and I'll share how happy I am to know that he agrees with me. So, the new version of quote unquote, the new version of Lion King was a huge disappointment to me because I believe they messed the music up. Music was so much a part of the original, and the music in the current film didn't have the same impact. The magic and joy were lost. Thank you. I've said that multiple times. The new Lion King has no charm. It has no charisma. It is meh. So even though, by the way, the music being a huge disappointment, you made the music, so settle down there, cowboy. It's kind of your fault too. But anyway, yeah, it had no charm because the animated characters, they could not express emotions like the animated characters. It's stupid. It was a stupid thing. And so that one, I liked it. Basically, he agreed with me there. But here is the fun little tidbit that he added to the project that this actually kind of upset me. Let me see. Quote unquote. But the creative vision for the film and its music was different this time around, and I wasn't really welcomed or treated with the same level of respect. Now, this could have been Elton John being a diva. I don't know. But you add things up. The music was kind of disappointing in the way that the musical acts were played. It was honestly the musical acts in the original Lion King are iconic. They're so iconic that they actually made a musical of the Lion King. You have great songs, The Circle of Life. You have In the Air Tonight. You have I think In the Air Tonight even won an Oscar if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that one. Point is, I'm sorry, not Can You Feel the Love Tonight. That one won an Oscar for Best Song. So, you have great songs there. They made a musical out of the freaking movie. And when it comes to doing this new version, the musical bits are just whatever. They're forgettable. They're nothing special. Because again, no charm. Also, people you got to sing, not really great singers. I mean, I love a lot of the actors you put, not great singers. Also, Beyonce, terrible actress. And even though she's a great singer, she was totally out of harmony in a song where they're singing about being in perfect harmony. It makes no sense. So, it upsets me because you could tell from the very beginning that Disney, well, not from the very beginning, but from this article, even Elton John was like, you don't want to make this special. The Lion King was something that was so special for a lot of people. It's a magical film for a lot of people. It's very special for our hearts. And if in the music, which is a key part of what makes that movie great, they didn't put in as much effort. They didn't treat it with enough respect. They were focusing more for the visuals. They were like, hey, you know what? We have this technology that makes it look like we're actually animating real animals. Instead of the cartoon ones, it's going to look like it's real. And so let's focus on that instead of the musical part, instead of the musical bits. And that tells you why, the mentality of it. It's like, okay, we're going for the technology. You did not focus on the story. You didn't really have to, but you could have adapted it a little bit. You could have changed it enough. So it's like, all right, we just want to make the exact same movie look the exact same, but with better technology. That's garbage. That is garbage filmmaking. That is garbage. That's basically a horrible money grab for the fans. It's disgusting, and I hate that the movie made so much money because it's a terrible, terrible movie. That it has enough of the original that it's. Here's the thing: a lot of people, nobody's gonna say the movie sucks. I'm not gonna say that it's a terrible movie because it's based on a great story. It has, like I said, it has the music, it has everything, it has the characters that I love. It does turn certain things on, like activate certain things of you that word nostalgia. That's what I'm looking for. But overall, it was just a garbage money grab. It shouldn't have been made. Honestly, it's disgusting. And it's treating Elton John, a music legend, that way. That's also very gross. Again, it could have been just him being a diva, but I am choosing to pick the other way just because I'm upset with the movie. Anyway, that's it for today. I wanted to keep it short, and 17 minutes not that bad, even with that that brief interruption there. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.